All right, can you hear me? Hello? Oh yeah, it's me. Hello. Hey y'all. Behind the scene. The Alex Reiner special guest appearance. But hello everyone, welcome to JAF race number 9 for season 5. How y'all doing today? My name is Alex Ryan. I am wonderfully joining y'all today, pretty much replacing, you know, y'all's beloved commentator and everything from there. So I am making a little guest appearance here. So hello, welcome everyone. Hi Simpo, how y'all doing today? And yeah, today's Imola. We are going to go ahead and get this little bit of a I guess quali setting up soon. I know we have a little bit of time left right now at the moment, so it's pretty much 8 minutes to go for our start time for quali. And yeah, I guess if you guys want to go ahead to let you guys know what's the standings happening so far for this wonderful season number 5. So, constructors championship standings as of the previous race, which was race number 8. Hello, Tekro. How you doing, buddy? How y'all how y'all doing? But Tekro's you're the championship leader for okay. All right. I definitely did not forget to check the previous standings before I started casting and everything from there. So yeah, Aston Martin in P1 for the constructors championship race. And then also as well when it comes towards the drivers championship, um, leader was obviously Tekro, Williams in P2, McLaren in P3, Haas in P4, Red Bull in P5, AlphaTauri in P6. And then I couldn't catch the other last four, but it's okay. Once it scrolls back into them, we got the rest there. So Alpine in P7, Mercedes in P8, Ferrari in P9, and Alfa Romeo in P10. The last boys at the very back of the grid, unfortunately. But for the driver stands championship standings, it's small lead. It's a one race lead, you could pretty much say. I mean, it's 25 versus 18. I don't think 18 points will catch up to 124 if my math is correct. So, a 20, pretty much a one P1 race lead with Tech Romance with 124, Deciel 103, Skipper 91, Maple Leaf with 76. I did not catch the other four, but we'll catch them a little bit shortly. Just having a little wonderful time with y'all. And then SS 38 with 63, Wayne with 58, Kong with 53, Mangosteen with 35, and then I did not catch the last two. But you know what? It's the effort that counts in my personal heart and eyes. It's Easy Turtle and Ryan with 24 and 18. There you go. Hey, y'all. Shout outs to y'all. Hope y'all are doing all right. But yeah, it's pretty much Imola this race. I mean, I am pretty much like been a retired boyo of the F1 series games, but if I recall correctly, Imola is pretty much a one-stop race involving the race itself, and it's all really dependent on, I guess, the sheer amount of safety cars. If it's based on my prior experience with JAF, if there's always an early safety car, it'll definitely shake up everyone's plans. Or if there's even a late safety car, it'll also definitely shake up everyone's plans as well. So, I mean, if it's really anything can happen, obviously, when it comes towards virtual racing. And but yeah, my preferred strategy when it comes towards Imola, I like to go from like softs to hards. But I know the softs are kind of like not so good at this game. So I know a lot of people just end up opting into the mediums to hards and then even a little bit overextend a little bit on the mediums in case there's like a mid-race safety car or even just anything that happens beginning of the race and then just swap into the hards and then just finish the race from there. So yeah, that's how y'all doing over there in the chat room. Hope y'all are doing all right. Panicking. Okay, okay. I mean, there's 2 races left. Hey, man, if you get a P1, it's almost pretty much guaranteed. Oh, that's why you're panicking now. Don't do an Alex Ryan special of the last time I participated in JAF, which is below. I think it was almost a 2 race lead. So that was great. That was fun. Okay. Well, I'm getting a little bit of updates from our wonderful staff team here at JAF. Is we may switch to a short quality due to the attendance rate today, but it's still yet to be confirmed. So they're still deliberating. The stewards, the admins, the police, the JAF police. They're still deciding whether to do it a short quality or not. But I mean, I know there is also Silverstone quali happening. I think soon, right? I think that might be happening too. So I know a lot of people are trying to watch that as well. So there might be like a little bit of a conflict and everything from there. But yeah, that's pretty much what's happening currently. I mean, when it comes towards also another solid race strategy, I guess if it ends up raining, I think I want to say just staying out on the inters the whole race ends up working out in Imola as well. In case y'all are seething for strategies and things like that. But obviously, you have to take care of your tires, and tire management's a little bit tricky in this game, unless it's somehow from the new F1 23 game that even if you do equal performance, some tires perform better or some teams perform better than the others on tires and stuff like that. So I'll go hard softs. Dang. But I don't know. You might get eaten alive at the start though, but we'll see. But I'll let you guys know right now, officially breaking news. Pretend I'm an insider source, a little journalist, we are doing just short quali this session just to make the whole session more efficient when it comes to the race. So yeah, fun, exciting. But any favorites so far for today? I mean, in my opinion, I'm a huge fan of the Techro man himself. I've always been waiting for the time for Techro to rise up and pull off a Max Verstappen. So it's kind of exciting to watch him grow up. It's like a proud dad looking at a distance. But also Simpo as well. I hope you're racing as well, Simpo. So we can go ahead and watch you also maybe beat Tekro as well. So hmm. I'm gonna create a fake rivalry here. Y'all need to fight each other to the death. I heard one of y'all talk smack to the other about um I don't know. Um about your choice of tables. There you go. Your table usage. Someone uses a tall table and the other person does not like that. So they become bitter enemies ever since. Yeah. XD indeed. But I am just going to go ahead and wait up into this man is obsessed with tables. Yeah, I'm sorry. Please forgive me of my table usage. There was a bit of dead air. I just barely woke up. I was in a panic, all right? Because for some reason, my PC wouldn't download the driver software of my cool little microphone that I'm currently using. And now I'm in my laptop out of sheer panic. All right. I am casting this through my laptop. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be the greatest commentary of all time. And also for some reason my internet I'm supposed to have like fiber and it just gave me like 15 megabits per second download and it was just very very bad. Like my call and complain to my cable provider type of bad. So, you know, or I guess fiber provider, not cable provider. But we have gotten a notification that we are officially starting now on the qualifying session. So we might have a cool little transitioning screen here in just a little bit. but we got this. You know, we have a great system here going on in JAF. I'm very, very excited and seeing everything is ran smoothly, unlike my personal experience with everything that I end up touching. So, well, I mean, technically, now I'm touching this, so something must have gone wrong on my end. But we're doing Imola, Mr. Banana Bread. Dude, that feels weird saying. That just feels very uncomfortable saying now. So I'm just letting you know that I'm just gonna call you Bread. How about that? But also, be sure to check out our social medias. I know it just got posted earlier, like up on the screen, but I totally missed them. So, but you guys can rewind, press the clip button, and then just look it up, type it down if you're on your computer. If you are racing currently, I would not recommend to do that. I would just personally myself would so look, it popped up again. Personally myself would prepare myself for the race, TBH. So that is just me. But we have 12 drivers on the grid. It does seem like Destiel is not in the race, so he's kind of, I think he's doing the good old strategy of racing in the last race of the season and then participating in some, participating in not so some. But I mean, it is going to be a short qualification, like I mentioned earlier, just like our teams would have mentioned. But let's see who's the first one out of the grid. And from what I personally see, I think it might be. Oh yeah, it was Anik. There we go. With the first person out, we can kind of stick his camera around just to see how he ends up doing the qualifying session today. It seems like it's a pretty sunny weather conditions. Also, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it is on the race as well, unless there's any crazy custom weather conditions that was placed. But I don't think you can even put that setting anymore on the F122 game. So, Banana Bread says, I miss the silver mercs more than I miss G Fuel. I mean, you can always buy G Fuel at your local grocery store, unless your state of origin does not allow that. Then that would be kind of weird, you know. But we do see all the cars circling around. I would gladly like to ask the broadcast cameraman, because I do not have the control from there, to once Anik goes into his hot lap or just kind of goes into the final corner, we pretty much see him. Oh, yeah, he's not the first one. Who's the first one? There's someone ahead of him. I guess whoever's ahead of him. It looks like it is I know it was a Williams, but I don't remember which Williams it was. Is it Skipper? Oh yeah, it was Skipper. So we're gonna see Skipper going out and flying out first. I've never seen G Fuel at a grocery store. It is at Walmart's for some weird reason at where I live. So they have like the G Fuels in a can. They have a bunch of PewDiePie ones because I think that's like their best one, TBH. All the other ones are kind of mid. But we do have a pretty smooth corners for in the first one. This is usually the most difficult corner in my opinion here. There we go. And dang, Skipper nails it flawlessly, so. But there is a yellow flag on Sector 3. Maybe someone might have spun out or just slowing down to try to get ready for the little warm-up race or warm-up portion. Yeah, they're just kind of going slow, preparing themselves. I think that might be a little bit too slow, though. I have seen some flaws. I mean, I don't wanna say who conceived you, but I mean, that is definitely a flaw in my end from my opinion on that portion. So, but you know what? Not all of us are perfect when it comes towards the art of racing and also in life. And we do see Skipper go into the last corner and nails a 115. That is going to be the standard that's going to be set here in the race. We do see a couple of drivers with medium, or just one driver with medium tires. So, and we also see B-Sim going ahead and finishing his fast lap, which nails him a 117. He's a little bit behind Tekro with the 116 as well. And then, do you remember how perfect I was at turn 3 of this track, dude? You're always perfect in my eyes, you know. Also, the camera angle when we first one time did that, well, when I did that cast was amazing as well. Seeing you zoom out of the background into a wonderful wall. But as we do see Wayne Boopy Doopy going ahead and setting up his lap. It didn't seem like there's any purple sector, but also checking out also Ryan as well. I know he wants to move up the standings. He is in the, I believe, in top 10 P4. That is really good actually for a first run out. So I definitely feel like he can actually improve a little bit more on the time. There is a definite whole 1 second difference. I don't know if he has that in him, but if he definitely does, then he definitely knows that he does have that in him. So if he can improve going up to at least P4, that would be, I would say myself personally, that would be a really good result. But the audience in the chat saying that Wayne Boopy Doopy has the best name, which I do agree. I am going to say the whole thing all at once, just saying Wayne Boopy Doopy every single time. All right, let's see our boy Simpo though. Oh no, did he invalidate on the last turn? I think he might have haven't validated on the last turn, which is very unfortunate on that regard, but it's okay. You know, you can try again. You know, you can also use that time to kind of like feel the track, you know, get used to a little bit, do a little bit of warm up. You know, you can find out where you can improve and everything from there itself. So. I do see a couple drivers already have a couple of laps on their soft tires. I think, I'm assuming they're trying to conserve the other sets of tires so they can use them in the race in case anything crazy goes down. Which I feel like it is, you know? I mean, I am not, I'm an old, I guess I'm the old guard of JAF. And, you know, back then I know there was a lot of crazy incidents that would always happen at the start of the race. So I think people are kind of prepared of what things might happen in the actual race. But if not, you know, we can always, I mean, if nothing happens in the beginning of the race, then, you know, they might end up shooting themselves in the foot and could have had a better starting position. Even especially in Imola, it's a little bit harder to pass in Imola. I feel like the only place you can really pass is at the start of the race. So a very, very, very bit unfortunate on, you know, if there's no incidents or anything like that that can essentially enable you to pass people in the track itself. So yeah, we do have quite a bit of drivers having multiple laps in the softs. We do see Wayne Boopy Doopy in his, I believe he's trying to do a fast lap. Oh no, yeah, he is, because he is definitely using up his battery as well. So let's see how fast he can get this one in. And I feel like he's used 2 laps of the softs. It might not improve his. Oh, actually, he gets it up to P1. Gets him the pole. 1/10 out. That's what I get for doubting him. I guess what I get for doubting the Wayne Boopy Doopy Meister. Damn. You know what? You know what happened with Wayne? I doubted him just like my parents doubted me, and look what happened. Proved them wrong. Except for me, I never proved my parents wrong. They were right this whole time. They were always very right. Dude, how do you ever doubt the dupes, dude? I don't know why, but I did. I paid the price for it, you know. I definitely paid the price for doubting the dupes. But we do see B-Sim on the fast lap for himself with a fresh set of softs. So let's see how he ends up doing here once he ends up finishing Sector 2. I know this part is a little bit one of the more difficult parts as well for the track. But it seems like he's got it. I feel like he should be saving time here. Yeah, he's already 4/10 up, so he's definitely has a lot of positions that he can jump up if he does nail this Sector 3 pretty flawlessly. At this current pace, he would be jumping into P5. So let's see if he gets this final turn. Seems like it was a little bit conservative on that final turn, but I think it should still jump him up. And yes, it does. Gets him up to P5, the 116.9, breaking the 117 gap. But now we have SS38, or is it 3B? I think it's I know, or maybe it might be 5538. I'll just call him double S. No, double S. AlphaTauri man. You know, the Yuki Tsunoda, because he has the. Oh, he doesn't have the Yuki's number, or near Yuki's number. So what am I talking about? But this other person in the front might seem like he kind of might have freaked out about this other person being in the front. So let's see what time he gets. He's gonna get 116.4, which jumps him to P5 and puts B-Sim down to P6. You can check out Ramen going up into his fast lap. It's a minus 36.1, which, I mean, he hasn't. Oh yeah, he has a 157 on his lap time, so he's definitely improving. 36, that means I don't think it's still going to be enough to jump him into positions. And he invalidated the lap, so never mind. He's now slowing down into the corner and probably might just go ahead and pit and try again. I think that's what he might do. Oh no, he's gonna definitely try again. So we might see Ramen try again on another lap, try to improve that 157 lap time. Let's see what Maple Leaf ends up getting here on Sector 2. Or actually, it was Sector 3. My bad. Oh, I didn't see the lap time for the Sector or the Sector 3 time, which is unfortunate. But it seems like he might slightly improve. Yes, he does. P2 gets him with 2/10 up into the time. Still 6 minutes to go though, so I want to say you still have at least one more try out in it, so should still be attempts available for him to do. Ooh, that was a little bit scary from whoever was there in Sector 1, just slowing down, but it seems like he wasn't racing like, oh no, and he spins out, hits the throttle a bit too hard. And he's going to have to restart his lap, unfortunately. I think the other car just being in an unfortunate position might have kind of freaked out Anik there and might have caused him to spin, but let's see what is Ryan's Sector 1 time. I did not catch his Sector 1 time, but let's see how he does in this Sector 2, and then we can find out how well he is pacing compared to his competitors. Here, it seems like that was a pretty conservative turn there, but he is up 1/10. So he's gonna have to make up a little bit of time here to see if he can jump into at least P7. I know there is one car up ahead of him. I don't know if he's going slow or not, but hopefully it's not, so it doesn't psych out Ryan. But I mean, he does seem like he got a pretty good exit there at the last corner. So does he get the time? No, he doesn't. It's just a little bit 2 over 6/10 up, or pretty much 117.6 is the time he got. So now we have Mistake, I think might be starting up a fast lap. There is a Yellow flag on sector 1. I think there's just drivers trying to slow down. They're at the same corner where Anik end up spinning out, and Ramen seems like I don't know, did he DNF? Doesn't seem like he DNF'd. I think he just might have retired in the pits. I think he starting last, unless there's some sort of penalty that Ramen might have had. Let me check out the incident reports to see if that is what happened. And doesn't seem like it was. So but I did see in the chat for the Discord, Ramen said that he's going to drive for the Shanghai Tigers Chinese F4 team. So maybe he's going to go ahead and do that while, driving here in this game, But as we're pretty much getting into the final sector or I guess the final leg of this short qualifying, which has 3 minutes left to go. I don't know if any. I guess what I would do is just kind of go into the pits and just wait out a little bit of time and then try to go in like around 2 minutes to go or something along those lines. But see how that goes. But there was a driver that had a purple sector 1. I think it might have been Wayne with the purple sector 1. See how he does here. Well, I mean, he's already way past the time on this one. It shows 125 on that one, so he might end up going into the pits. Or is he going to stay out? Oh, I guess he's going to stay out. I guess maybe putting a little bit of practice laps in, Maybe that's the best he can do, and so he decided. Ooh, and Tekro actually steals the P1 from Wayne with the 115.6. I wonder if anyone can go a little bit lower on those times. Yeah, I feel like the only people that have the potential to pass that time would be Skipper and SS38, and also Magnustine if he can able to get a lap in, or pretty much be able to get out of the out laps. So you can see there. But he is. Oh yeah, he's nearby. I think he is near the actual exit from the fast lap. Yeah, he officially started his fast lap, so we will be able to see Magnustine being able to go ahead and make his lap there. And actually, wow, it was actually a pretty big delay. Ooh, he ends up kind of tapping the wall there. He does improve, but just crashes out of the session. Mike, he probably got pissed and told his mechanics that they're working overtime tonight for the race. But I want to see if we can have the timer on. I believe. Well, we can see mistake here since he's about to finish up his. Oh, and he goes to the pits as well. Skipper actually gets the P1 here, steals it from Tekro, unless Anik or Ryan has anything to do it. But Anik actually's lap is invalidated. We can probably check out Simpo's time as well. Oh, Ryan's also going a little bit slow. So I think the only person that has a potential to improve their time is Simpo. Will we see him improve his time? I think he is going to improve his time, but doesn't. It's still 117.9. So unfortunately, he is staying in the position he's currently in. So that's the end of the quali results. So there we go. Skipper nabs the pole at the very last second from Tekro. Then Wayne gets P3. I think if Wayne ended up not sticking out for those, I think it was like a lap or two. Maybe he wanted to save the soft compound tires. Obviously, we won't know until he comes in. If we talk to him in the post race interview, what his idea or thinking was when it comes towards the quali position there. Maybe a 2-stop strategy. Maybe have like 2 fresh sets of softs. But yeah, that's the end of the qualifying there. We do have Skipper in P1, Tekra in P2, Wayne Boopy Doopy in P3, Maple Leaf in P4, SS38 in P5, P-Sim in P6, Mangustine in P7, Ryan in P8, Anik in P9, Mistake in P10, Simpo in P11, and Ramen in P12. Tekro in the chat does say I fucked up said. To the person named said, you know? I'm kidding. I know what you mean. But it would be funny if you just said like, you know, I completely ruined the alternate universe of Sebastian Vettel. You know, it's like fucked up Sebastian, and then Vettel with the B. It's like I made his honor very, very disappointing, or very sad. There you go. I ruined his honor. Now he looks at me from the sky in disappointment. Oh wait, but Seb is alive, so never mind. Looks at you from his very fancy house of wherever he lives in Germany. Does he live in Germany? I won't know. I'm assuming he does. But yeah, the end of the qualifying was there. Like I mentioned earlier, the when it comes towards the first position from Skipper, very, very well raced. Pretty much took it from Tekro as well. Wayne also in P3. I think Wayne could have had a little bit more in him on that lap, as well as Tekro. I think Tekro got kind of caught up there as well. Maybe thinking like, oh, hey, I got it. And then Skipper just took it from him. I feel like a very good dark horse, though, would be Maple Leaf and SS38 and B-Sim here. And when it comes towards these upcoming or this upcoming race part of the session. So when it comes to these 3 drivers, we can, I feel like we can potentially see them go ahead and steal a position from them and everything. So, but we will have a quick short break here from my end and also from the admin team's end for 10 minutes. And then, or actually, well, 10 minutes for me. And then I'm going to start casting after 10-minute breaks. But I know for the drivers, we're going to start in 20 minutes from now. So we will catch you all in just a little bit. And we'll see you in a little while, Crocodile. Gives us time to watch the quality as well. Okay, am I still live? Hello. Oh yeah, I am. Oh shoot. Panic. Okay, I know there's like pretty much like a couple seconds left, but welcome back, friends. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're doing all right. I rushed from the restroom, did the fastest bio break of my life. That was speed, just like all these drivers were made out of speed here in qualify. I don't know what reference is that, but it worked out. Great transition. You can tell I'm definitely rusty when it comes towards this broadcasting stuff. Haven't done in a while, but no, here we are. Here we are. I think it's been pretty much almost a little bit over a year that I've actually last casted a race, which is pretty fun and exciting and interesting from there. So, but going back into the race details, like I mentioned, I believe it is going to be a dry race today, unless someone else tells me in the chat that it's not. But usually, from what I've seen in like randomized stuff, unless they like drastically changed it from 21, because I didn't play 22 that much, to be honest. Um, that they have chances for rain in Imola is not that large compared to other tracks like Singapore or what's another track that kind of has like a high chance of rain, like Japan as well. I feel like Japan had like always like a 15-16% chance of raining. But yeah, that's the strategy, I believe. I mean, I like mentioned, if there's any incidents early on, maybe pitting for or maybe starting out with hards would be a good idea. But if you're a victim of a crash or anything, that'll be very difficult to recover, because I think you're gonna have to do a two-stop race either way in case you do end up like hitting something. So that can be a definite like big problem on that regard. But we'll see. I mean, it can be a clean start. Everyone just starts racing, racing each other out, trying to see who's the fastest, who can pass who. The DRS section is in the very first straight of the track. So you can be able to pretty much the only overtaking zone that you can realistically do. I mean, the only other section that I can think of is like the turn 7, which is like right at the end of the first sector. You can probably dive someone there, but chances are it's really difficult to pull off unless you're like right behind the person and they kind of leave you like a very open space that you can just sneak yourself into. That can happen. Also in turn 14 and 15 is another spot that can happen as well. But in the other spots, I don't think it's really like feasible to be able to pass. It's more than likely an incident's gonna happen, and then someone's gonna get reported and someone's gonna get penalized points out of the championship. So that can be a potential game breaking, or not a game breaking, but a race ending um, decision. Like you could have probably nagged like a very good solid position for points, and then now you're going to end up with less points or no points at all, because there is only 12 drivers. Unfortunately, 2 drivers are going to have no points for this race. But however, I believe if we go into the standings for the race, or in the championship standings, I'm trying to pull it up over here on my end as well. I know we do have a cool little infographic, but I kind of want to um be able to see the actual does it stay on the that's I'm gonna ask my broadcaster man. uh oh, does it stay into the specifically the drivers stamp championship points? Is there a way that you can just leave that one just that? Oh, I just got a thing that says nope. Okay. But he is going to provide me the link rather than me just weirdly sifting through Discord for the thing. But I mean, Deciel's in P2, Skipper's in P3. Unless there's something very disastrous that happens with Skipper, I mean, or with Skipper or with Tekro, um, the championship can be decided by today. I believe there's only 10 races in the JAF, so I don't think there's any more that I know of, unless there's a 12 season race. I know sometimes some leagues like to do a 12 seasons calendar, but no, this is going to be like the last. This should be the last two races, because if I recall correctly from everyone inviting me to be able to broadcast and everything from there. So, can we start? Says Ryan. I think we have to give it 5 more minutes, just in case anyone's not in the actual, like, in their seat, ready to race. Unless everyone is, I don't see why not. But that is not my I guess bone to pick. I'm just a lowly guest commentator, you know, doing it for free. You can make fun of me. It's like, haha, he's doing this for free. Well, oh well. But Tekro has 124 points and Skipper does have 91. So the point differential there, I believe, is 33. So a P1 from Skipper, and I believe if Tekro gets a P2, that's going to be 142 from Tekro, and then 5, so that's 7. I'm trying to kind of math this in my head. 98, so 128 to 142, so it would be like a 20-ish point difference. So it still would give Skipper a chance to be able to, steal that championship from Tekro if he does end up getting that P1, and also the Tekro like just somehow DNFs or something along those lines. That it would have to be a very disastrous last two races for Tekro for him to lose this championship, which has happened before. I mean, I am a perfect example of what's happened there. I believe I was in kind of want to say I was in season 3, right? I think like on race 6 I had like almost a 40-ish point lead, or like race 7 had like a 40-ish point lead, and I just like threw it all in the span of like those 3 races. So, but yeah, we are going to go ahead and start a couple minutes early. I think everyone's kind of wanting to start early, so there will be a formation lap. So, give a little people a warm up 1 lap. So, where there is a little bit of a 10-minute break, so you kind of have to like kind of psych yourself out, I guess you could say, get those jitters out of the way, or get those jitters forming, could be both positive or negative on that regard. So, the one thing I do find kind of difficult for this start of the race, I feel like P2, or like whoever's like on the right side of the grid for this race, is a little bit more difficult compared to the people on the left side, just because the inside corner here, I feel like it can be very disastrous for the drivers, because I mean the left side's always going to have the inside for pretty much the whole first sector. I think this is like the only spot that would give the drivers the advantage right before the end of the sector 1, the very last corner. But yeah, like it's a very dangerous thing to like go wheel to wheel racing like in this very first moments of the race. So, but if you can pull it off, you can definitely steal some positions that you shouldn't be able to steal. So, can definitely get away with stuff is what I'm trying to say. But we do get 32 laps, if you don't mind, broadcaster man. If you can go ahead and pull up some tire information, just so I can see what type of tires everyone decided to start off with. If KJ wants to go ahead and get that going for us here on the screen. Unless I'm like delayed a bit. Am I delayed a bit by accident? Hopefully not. Okay, cool. Yeah, there you go. I was a little bit delayed. Thank you, Chief. Got you. Oh no, Magnussen got disqualified from the session. He parked his car a bit too off. Self-disqualified himself. But here we go. The lights are going up here. And away we go. This is the start of the race. There's a little bit of a delay here, I think. There we go. That was... Oh, I've totally forgot that there's like a little delay there. But dang, Wayne's going to get a drive-through penalty on the start of the race. That's very unfortunate for him. He's going to jump all the way down to P8. There's a couple of drivers. SS38 gets 2 positions, probably because of the inside line there. Magnussen also goes up to P4, squeezes out the Mercs. 2 teammates kind of squeezing out Anik here. They have the inside line, so Anik's gonna definitely lose some positions here just because he has the outside corner there. But Beesim's gonna try to see if he can take people out or pass people out from the outside. So, but there does seem to be a little bit of an incident. Ryan seems to be stuck in the back as well as Simpo. So they're both stuck in the back. 2 unfortunate incidents there between those 2 drivers, but they can actually pretty much recover, make some space, make up some time, especially if they have any of the harder compounds and they don't have that much damage on their vehicles. So we do see Wayne with the hard tires, so this is going to be a little bit unfortunate. He's going to have like practically a 20-ish second disadvantage. I hope he doesn't have a when it comes towards the hard tires, or I guess how could I say it, like a I mean, he does have a lot of time to make up and everything, so like a safety car would definitely give him to the advantage or give him an advantage. But since he was right up there, I honestly believe he can make up a lot of time with those hards still, as well as SS38 also with the hard tires in P4. So I guess it would be a very good benchmark to see what times SS38 and Magnussen actually ended up spinning out right in front of us while in the race. And another driver, Ramen, ends up spinning out, cooks it a little bit too much in the corner, so now he's kind of recovering there. Pretty good recovery though, just lost a couple of seconds, but yeah, dang, 2 straight incidents there, back to back. Very unfortunate, but the race keeps on going. We are in lap 2. Skipper does have a pretty sizable lead of 3 seconds of Tekro. Might be the tire advantage, might be taking a little bit more to warm up those hard tires compared to the mediums. But as the race progresses, we will be able to find out who takes advantage of who, and if there's a safety car mid-race, it was definitely going to benefit Skipper, in my personal opinion, compared to Tekro. But yeah, the race keeps on going. SS38 is in P3, so it's another person with a hard compound tire, so he will be the benchmark. Maple Leaf ends up passing SS38. Is there going to be a little bit of a switchback? It doesn't seem like it's going to be, just because of the tire compound difference. But however, I can definitely see them like switching positions here once the next lap happens, unless Maple Leaf ends up being able to pass this other or get the 1 second gap from the DRS. If he's able to get the 1 second gap, then for sure. But we do see Magnussen DNF out of the race, which pulls out the safety car here, which in my opinion is going to hurt a lot of the hard compound drivers, because I think they might have to opt into a 2-stop pit stop. I don't know if you can go all the way with the hards though on like essentially 26 laps, I would say, give or take. But it does give the people that fell behind a bit of a recovery point here, so they don't have to, go all the way into the back of the race. But I think Skipper ends up, or no, it's actually Wayden. It does help Wayden pretty much recover from the race. If I was, in my opinion, Wayne, I would actually try to pit to another compound here and try to just pass as many drivers as possible. And I think it was Beesim just spinning out of the safety car conditions, which is very unfortunate, which makes him lose, I think, 2 positions there. He might have to end up pitting for a new wing change as well. Is he going to change for the wing? Let's find out. I don't think he does. Oh, he ends up sticking out for it. So I think all the drivers are going to actually end up sticking with their compounds here for the race. But I think, in my opinion, if I was one of the lower position ones with the medium tires, I would try to see if I can go all the way with just the hards without, try to save myself 20 seconds in the long run if I didn't see anyone else pitting. But it is a very ambitious 26 laps with the hards, so it will be very painful right at the end of the race. I think we just need to get Simpo to catch up here into the current group here for the safety car restart, and then we should probably be caught up by lap 6, in my opinion. So I think their safety car would restart right at lap 6. So that means no drivers end up pitting here. So what it's going to end up happen, I guess, is there's still going to be a stop for everyone here at some point of the race. If there's another safety car that ends up popping up, then for sure I can see people doing a pit stop here just to be able to, switch out of the tires. Because at that point, you would be like at a third of the race. I think with the mediums, you can probably push 20 laps at the most. I don't think anything more than 20, to be honest. So you can try to make that work and happen. But I do see Ryan's just slowly trying to catch up here when it comes towards the other drivers, as well as Simpo. So I believe the safety car should be coming in this lap here. And I think it'll actually help out Ryan quite a bit as well, because he's going to have quite a bit of warm, hard tires, hopefully, by the time of the safety car restarting here. Compared to these other drivers, I think they might have a much colder set of tires. Yep, there we go. We have the safety car in this lap. There's the notification. Then if you want to go ahead and put it into the camera, into Skipper, there we go. We got it. You read my mind. Very perfect here. And see how it goes here. Ooh, Ramen ends up getting a 5-second penalty. It seems like he might have bumped into Anik's rear there to pretty much cause a collision, but hopefully no damage has been done. But here we go. We do see Skipper going ahead, starting out right out of the gate. Pretty good exit here. I think he kind of got Tekro sleeping a little bit here, but we do start out the race here. And ooh, it seems like Beeson did fall off, and as well as Boyne is also going into the pit. So I think maybe another incident happened there as well, which is not so great for Wayne here. Very, very unfortunate race for him. He is going to be switching into probably the mediums there, but Tekro does have fall 1 second behind Mistake and Anik here, as well as SS38 and Maple Leaf, all compacted together here for the potential fight for third place here at Imola. Pretty much lap 6. We do have a lot of time to go. There's no need to kind of go elbows out yet. Just kind of figure the other driver out, see their patterns, their tendencies, and see where you can exploit one of their, potential spots for a mistake. No pun intended, as we were watching Mistake. But yeah, Maple Leaf has actually caught up to Techromancer quite a bit here. as well. So once DRS gets enabled, we might see a potential opportunity for an overtake from Maple Leafs. So we can see that definitely occurring soon here in just a bit. And we might actually not even see the DRS being able to be needed, because I think the overtake just happened here with Maple Leaf and Tekro. Yes, Tekro is losing quite a bit of time when it comes towards these two. But also Anik and SS38 is also... Ooh, and Anik spins out once more. I think it was the same spot that he spun out previously, so it's very unfortunate. It is a very difficult corner there, so... especially if you're going wheel-to-wheel racing, so that is definitely a spot to look out for. And that jumps him down to P9, actually, so... Ooh, that was rough. That was fighting for the podium. Now he's down to P9, so he's going to have a lot of ground to make up. But it's not that much of a difference when it comes towards times. There's around 5-6 seconds. I still think he can make up that time. So shouldn't feel like too worried about it or like panicking too much about it. Because it won't like it shouldn't let like that mistake shouldn't get to him. If I was, him, there's still a lot of racing to happen and also a lot of time to make up. So it's a lot of time for the race anyways as well. So we do see Simpo pretty much being right behind Anik here for P8. I believe DRS gets enabled or already got enabled, but I don't think they get it yet. I think it's until the end of this lap is when the DRS happens. But yeah, Skipper is 4 seconds ahead of Maple Leaf. Tekro is within the second as well. So if Tekro is being able to pretty much maintain the same speed as Maple Leaf with the compound tire difference between them two, I believe Tekro should have the upper hand here compared to Skipper. Skipper does have, I think he's just exponentially faster than the other drivers in this track. So he is doing really, really well in this race. An early favorite from this race, from being able to snag the P1 position. Yeah, we'll see how Tekro goes here at the end of this lap. He seems like he's going losing a little bit of time, but he is going to get the DRS here, so he's going to require quite a bit of time. If I was Tekro, I would just kind of like take my time, and there's nothing to rush. It's just me and him. It's mostly yourself, I feel like racing is just a battle of yourself. You don't have to worry about anyone else other than you, because you're just driving one line. You're not driving anyone else's line. So all you have to do is just wait, just chill, hang out, wait for a mistake, just like Ramen just made a mistake here, and then just end up passing him, As Anik ends up passing him here as well. So see, there we go. Anik ended up passing him up right there, and it gets P7. Now he just has to gain those 6 seconds so he can be in the train within Ryan, Mistake, and SS38 from there. So right now it kind of seems like the top 3 is kind of a little bit forming there. I feel like if there's another safety car somehow, we can definitely see Wayne catching up on this one as well. I think pitting on the safety car lap might have been a horrible mistake, but also the drive-through penalty was a horrible mistake as well for the start of the race. So very unfortunate for him for that error to happen. We do see currently B-Sim and Simpo currently battling for P9. See who can double their amount of points, They're doing the good old-fashioned, double it to the next person that's in line. Or halve it. But yeah, ooh, they might see a little overtake attempt here, and he just barely squeezes out of him. There's so B-Sim and Simpo end up swapping positions, and oh no, it seems like B-Sim actually ended up spinning out right as the camera ended up panning out and turning. So that's very unfortunate on that regard. So, but it's okay. We're in it. We're in here. Tekro is also starting to catch up to Maple Leaf here. I think this is probably maybe going into the crossover point where the hards are just going to be better than the mediums. It's around this time. I can definitely see the mediums kind of lasting around like 12 laps, or like the drop off being around like 12 to 14 laps, and then kind of requiring you to pit around that time. Oh, he does. Tekra does lose a little bit of time there on that last turn there. I think he might have just was kind of focusing on recovering the car a little bit. It seemed like he almost lost control. But, as long as you're sticking on within that second, in my opinion, that's all that matters. I don't think you need to worry about anything else. As long as you get that to have that DRS available, then you're good, compared to Maple Leaf, because I believe Tekra has a 65% ERS. I don't know how much Maple Leaf has, but if he is way below than that, then Tekra has definitely the larger advantage compared to Maple Leaf. Oh man, I'm yawning quite a bit. I guess I didn't get enough sleep last night. But it's all good. We do have, so yeah, the race is kind of starting to settle down quite a bit. There's going to be a couple second intervals between every single driver here, trying to see what they're going to do. They're trying to pretty much be able to focus on their own race, kind of, be themselves, but also try to see if they can make up some ground, Seems like Wayne's already made up a little bit of ground compared to Ramen's time. But I think the overall time as well for the gap to leader, I believe last time was like around 58 seconds. I believe from my mental math up here might be cut down a little bit down as well. But yeah, Wayne definitely has a lot of ground to cover here, because I think he might have to end up pitting once more as well, unless he does have a set of hards here. So maybe he went hard, medium, hard when he went and pitted for the safety card, just to have the hard compounds. But even then, I don't think that's a kind of a weird strategy to just have the hards fitted in again. So kind of give yourself like a self-inflicting headshot wound if you do that. So yeah, now we're in lap 13. I'm wonder when's the time where drivers are going to start pitting. Oh, since there was the safety car, there might be a little bit of a later pit, actually, now that I think about it. So maybe we might see it around lap 16, 17. I think that was around the time people started pitting, or is where you're supposed to pit, quote unquote. But we will find out shortly. I mean, we will definitely see it first coming in from Skipper. That is for sure, if we do see a pit. And since he already has almost a 9-second advantage as well, he definitely has, it's all on himself to, win or lose this race at this point. I don't even think like the hard compounds would be able to catch him up compared to the rest of the field. So he is definitely the best driver on the softs and on mediums currently, and we can definitely make a very good educated guess that he would be the best driver on the hards as well. But a little bit interesting note to take along here with Ramen actually has kind of like a fresh-ish set of hards. I can definitely see him passing a couple of drivers here once everyone starts pitting. If he can keep up the pace, I can definitely see him passing like B-Sim Simpo, and I believe Anik and maybe Ryan as well once they do their stops, if Ramen sticks with these hard compounds for the rest of the race. The real good big question is how he would be able to race against the other drivers with a fresh set of tires. So if he can survive like the drop off at the very end. But I mean, it's lap 10, 20-ish laps. I think the 20-ish laps on the hards is definitely feasible. So that can happen. And we do see the official first stop, which is Mistake, going into the hards as well as an Ache. We'll see how many positions they might lose here, but might not even change any positions because if it's 10 seconds from Simpo, I think Simpo is just barely passing the pits here. Oh yeah, Ramen's gonna be way too behind. What kind of call was that from my end? Ramen's barely entering the pits while everyone else is leaving the pits. So yeah, it is a very considerable disadvantage that Ramen and Wayne both have on those two, but though we do see the first two pit stops, we might see B-Sim follow up along here in just a little bit as well. And then also Maple Leaf and Skipper as well. We might see the hard compound drivers kind of pit around like, I would say like lap 18-ish. And then I can see the medium drivers kind of pitting around a little bit beforehand on those. I think pitting, or depending on the conditions on their medium tires, if they still can squeeze a little bit more tire life on them, they can definitely be able to race a little bit faster and make the most optimized pit stop compared to the ones running in hards. And we do see Tekra actually going ahead and passing Maple Leaf here from P2 and P3. I wonder what happened there. It might have been a pass on the DRS section, or someone might have gone wide on that regard, but it wasn't on the DRS section specifically. So I think one of the two drivers might have done a mistake, or, well, I mean, it would be Maple Leaf because he ended up losing the position here, but you might see him opt into going into the soft or the hard compounds here now. And since he is out of the DRS range, we might just see him going into the pits directly. And yep, that is definitely what's happened. So he's here in the pits. So let's see how much time he can make up here on to Tetro, because that's really the battle to watch here in this race, was between those two drivers. And once Tekro's times the pit, see how much time he can make up. So there's a little bit of an undercut strategy happening here. So it all depends on how fast Maple Leaf can get out on his outlap here. And there is a yellow flag just popping up here on, I believe it's Wayne. He did recover though. No safety car or anything popped up. So, but it might have been him. He is ghosted. So not sure what that means. He's I don't know, maybe he is racing from another earthly dimension. But yeah, it seems like he's just racing against himself, or it might be just be the AI. It might have just given up and saying, you know what, we'll try again next time. But we do see Skipper going ahead and pitting this lap, going into the hard compounds as well here. But I wonder if Skipper gets out before SS38 ends up passing him as well. And he does end up passing him here, just right out there, but there's a couple seconds difference. So I don't think it's going to affect SS38 too much, but Ryan is actually might have a potential of passing him here. No, just enough, doesn't make it in time. But a little bit interesting to note is Ryan can probably stick around with these hard compounds, and I mean Maple Leaf is time difference is 13 seconds. If he can somehow have the 13-second gap from Maple Leaf within these 14 laps that remain, I mean he can steal some positions here from Maple Leaf and also potentially from Tekro as well. So, and SS38 as well too. So there is definitely some power move at play here currently in this middle part of the race, kind of going into the late part of the race. But it's all depending on these hard compound runners that haven't pit yet. We do see Tekro now officially pit. So we will see if Maple Leaf's pit stop ended up being worth it here, or his fast lap out was worth it. Now he's into the mediums here, going into, it's going to be doing 13 seconds with the medium compound tires. He is getting out of the straightaway here. Oh, and I think Tekro is going to actually end up getting away with it just in time. We might see wheel-to-wheel action. Let's see. And oh yeah, he ends up getting ahead. So the undercut from Maple Leaf was not enough, unfortunately. Gives him with a 2-second advantage. He actually ended up losing a second from the outlap, so he does have a lot of time to make up here compared to Tekro now, and he has a medium compound tire, so Maple Leaf is going to have a pretty tall task ahead of him to be able to catch up to Tekro here. Ooh, there is a yellow flag on sector 1 though. That can definitely throw a wrench on someone's plans, or pretty much all of the top half's plans here, but the yellow flag is cleared up. I think it might have been Ramen. Yeah, that was Ramen for sure. Ooh, and he spins out again. I think his tires might be a bit too cooked. So he just kind of has to, calm down a little bit, his tires might be way too overheated. You might have to let him kind of just ice themselves out a little bit and then just continue racing, But SS38 does end up having to pit here. He does lose the position to Maple Leaf, but he's not too far behind. They actually, in my opinion, I think he made up quite a bit of time here. So Maple Leaf definitely in a very bad position, a precarious position here, with the hard tires compared to the fresh set of SS38s, and he's going to have like the most optimal tire compared to the rest of the grid here, in my opinion, for the rest of the race, unless Ryan ends up pitting for softs. But I mean, I think if I was Ryan, I would just try to stick it out to the end and hope for the best. Also, one person that I haven't mentioned as well is Simpo. Simpo has actually 18 laps on his hards. Technically, he's already pitted already. I don't know if he's going to go all the way with those hards, but I mean, he can try. No, never nothing else like believing in and trying to pretty much do the whole race on hards. I think it is achievable. I might be wrong, or I might be very wrong actually, but you never know. Like you can try to go it and see what happens. You got nothing to lose. But he goes ahead and pits. So never mind. I was a little bit hyped. I was about to be like the dream. Let's go Simpo. But yeah, for sure. I don't think he's gonna survive those 19 laps. I feel like Ryan can definitely survive. I think it's just like those 2 laps of the difference. I feel like something would go catastrophically wrong. because I personally believe you can probably do like 26, 27 laps on the hards. Ooh, and Simpo actually ends up going a little bit wide there into the gravel. Gotta give a little bit of, gotta give it a little bit of gravel stickiness so you can be able to use the tires as best as possible. But yeah, we got 10 laps to go. I kind of want to call this already like the end game of the race. I feel like with just like racing, I guess the F1, especially with like 50% race laps and stuff, like you have like the beginning part of the game, which is the race start. I want to say like mid game is kind of like where everyone pits for tires, and then like the end game is like here, like right now. I feel like the early game and the mid and the end game is kind of like very, very short, I guess. If we're talking like strategy, or if you're talking shop about strategy and things like that. But no, I haven't touched this game in almost a year. I mean, the last times I've like booted up this game myself personally was just kind of like messing around with friends and stuff. So huge props to y'all for playing this game for so long, being able to get these astounding laps, because I definitely couldn't, and yeah. Do see SS38 though starting to catch up here with the drivers. We do see Ryan here kind of falling off with the now a 7-second gap from Maple Leaf. So let's see if he can stick out all the way to the end here. He is losing a little bit of time here, but there is I mean, worst case scenario, P5. I think that would be a really good consolation, especially if they're having that disastrous start at the race. So I think pitting right now, it's way too late to pit now. So, or you can probably pit now maybe and see how many laps the softs last. Is another strategy he can try to go ahead and pull off, but that means he would have to try to catch up to mistake, But dang, we almost saw Wayne actually end up spinning out on that one, but he is on 21 laps on the hards. He is the man with the hardest compound here, or with the longest running set of tires. I think he's just waiting for a hopeful safety car here in just a little bit, but I don't think it's ever going to happen at this point of the race, unless someone just catastrophically, it just goes all wrong for them. But yeah, you never know. You never know. I am just a commentator, a washed up commentator at the most as well. And he actually ended up passing Ramen here. Ramen is struggling with the hards, so he ends up gaining up position for the 1 point. So actually props on Wayne for sticking it out like that, But we do see, I guess the battle to watch here is involving Ryan and Maple Leaf. Maple Leaf has now cut down the race lead to a little bit less than 4 seconds now. And also SS38 is right behind Maple Leaf as well. So there might be either the time is gonna, Ryan might gain a little bit of time or lose a little bit of time compared to just based on if these two drivers are gonna battle each other out and just, go elbows out. But if that can happen, and if it happens for a couple of laps, we can maybe see Ryan pulling out the podium here. We'll see if there's any gentlemen's agreements here of just not letting race each other so you can both gain a position, or, you know, and someone gains 2 positions, you know, but, or we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we leaving it here at the camera of SS38, we can definitely see him slowly but surely catching up here because he does have those medium compound tires compared to Maple Leaf's hards. And unless some sort of mistake here that gives him a time penalty would definitely cause a lot of issues and stuff. So Maple Leaf with 44% ERS, I believe SS38 had roughly the same amount as well. So we will see the DRS open, the DRS flap open up here for SS38, and so far doesn't seem to be attacking here. We might just wait a little bit more here for the driver, for the drivers to pretty much be able to catch up here. He is there's 6 laps left to go. Maple Leaf did gain almost a second, like around like 8/10, I would say, give or take, for the lap. And it does seem like, what is going on here? Ryan did lose just quite a bit of time here in just a very short span here. I think the Red Bull, the ghosted Red Bull, might be throwing these 2 drivers off, because it seems like Maple Leaf isn't gaining any more time. Oh, and Maple Leaf gets a 3-second penalty for track limit, so that's definitely going to affect him here, especially with Ryan's racing time here. So this is actually picking up to be quite interesting finish for the last position for the podium. So we'll see how it goes here. So DRS is about to open up here on this next section. Maple Leaf gets the DRS because he is right behind the Red Bull as well. So they're both going to have DRS here. It doesn't seem like Maple Leaf's going to use his ERS, though. I think SS30, I think, might be using it, but we just did it. But no, there we go. SS38 makes the move, makes it happen, makes it stick. So now it's SS38's race to be able to see if he can catch up to Ryan here in this 2-second gap. With 5 more laps to go, so he just needs those tires to last 5 more laps, and hopefully it does. He's probably like screaming in pain here, just hoping something would happen, but Maple Leaf just falls right out of DRS range too, so he won't be able to like try to fight SS38 and try to make him gain, or maybe potentially battle each other out for Ryan to pretty much gain some time from them. So he is struggling, but this might give Ryan some DRS. Oh no, it doesn't give him a DRS yet because he unlapped himself. And if it gave him some DRS there, that would have been insane, just because he would have it would definitely help out Ryan here from SS38 being able to catch up to him, you know, save him a couple of tenths here. Oh no, and it shows that SS38 has left the session. Oh no, I think his like, oh no, if it is PC crash, I think it might have been like a PC crash. Oh, that's very unfortunate. That means he's gonna lose like a ton of time to Maple Leaf, which would pretty much contentionally like knock him out of the podium battle here. That's gonna cost him at least P5. Well, now it's gonna be Maple Leaf and Ryan's time. What a very, very unfortunate circumstance here when it comes towards these two. Well, mostly specifically SS38 from being able to, I feel like losing the podium just like that, just because of from what seems like a game crash, maybe internet crash, something along those lines. And well, Maple Leaf does have the 3 second penalty from Ryan, so he does have to catch up time. Oh, and I think the bot also is pitting as well. Oh no, this is not. Why did it say I pit for soft tires? Oh, now he's gonna lose the position to mistake. Oh no. And Anik as well. Oh no, that dude, it's so that sucks. He was having such a good race. And now the computer, whatever crash that causes computer to crash or the game to crash or the internet to crash now he's 12 seconds behind from Anik. And I don't think with the 3 laps left to go, I mean, he can get the consolation fastest lap. And that's all you can really hope for. But I do want to say, also with these 2 laps left to go, I believe Tekro getting P2 would pretty much guarantee him from getting the championship here for the last race here at the JAF. So if he does get P2 here, it does nab him the championship here, because I don't think Skipper will have enough points to catch up to Tekro, because it is a 20 it's definitely more than a 30-point lead. So it's 33-point lead. So 7. Yeah, it's 26. So it'd be a 26-point difference. The only way would be if quite possibly if Skipper gets fastest lap and the championship point as well for the next race, and Tekro just DNFs out of the race. That would really be it. Or he doesn't get a single point on the next race, which is very difficult to achieve, especially if there's only going to be like a 12-13 car grid for the next race. But I don't think there's probably going to be more, just because we do have people might be watching the F1 qualifying and things like that for today, and all of that stuff in between. Ooh, and Mistake ends up spinning out here. It might give an opportunity for SS38 to be able to catch up here as well. But Anik I think Anik spun a couple of times as well. So ending up in P5 is a really, really good result for him, considering the circumstances as well. Maple Leaf seems like he is catching up quite a bit here for the battle for P3. Here, kind of almost heading into the final lap as well. Yep, he is within 6/10. So he might be able to try to pass Ryan here for this last part, but lap 32 out of 32, he's gonna have to gain a 3-second time difference as well. But he seems like he's still too far behind here for him to be able to pass on this DRS section here. Unless some sort of crazy incident happens, but I don't think that's gonna happen unless Ryan just straight up makes a mistake, like a critical error on his end. But 28 laps, very impressive, going on 28 laps on the hards for Ryan. Definitely a vote for driver of the day on my end, if there is a driver of the day vote potentially in this series. But Skipper is going into I believe, nearly the second sector of the track, going into the third, about to finish up this race here in Imola. And shortly after that, we might see the grand finale. So And there we go. Skipper officially gets the P1 on track. Tekro here snagging the second position. And Ryan going to go ahead and nag the third position and Maple Leaf in P4. Very good result for Ryan. 29 laps on the hards. Got to give shout outs to Ryan for being able to do that. Crazy impeccable strategy here at the end of the race. Snagging that podium. Maple Leaf probably would have been able to pass him, but also I think he might have just not wanted to pass him on the with him having the 3-second penalty and stuff. I don't think if he would try to make it happen, it would have happened much sooner. But very unfortunate for SS38 though, because I mean that DC definitely, in my opinion, costed him the podium. But P6 going down from I think almost P8 or P7, pretty good recovery in my opinion. So I believe he also snagged the fastest lap. I hope. So he does end up getting a pretty decent chunk of points. And also Simpo finishing up the race in P9. And the driver of the day, according to the F1 game, is Anik. But sorry, Anik, but I think I do like Ryan's heroics of the hards as well. But you might have had the most overtakes, which is really good. So I'll give you the overtake award. You know, the DHL, or was it the Aramco overtake award, or whoever sponsors that now. But there we go. There is Skipper celebrating the official first place here with the other two drivers, with Ryan and Tekro, both popping the virtual champagne here, getting the celebrations in. And I was going to mention, if anyone wants to get, I guess, interviewed here in just a moment, feel free to hop into your respective voice channel, and I can go ahead and interview you all. I would like to specifically interview the podium getters. If the podium people want to go ahead and hop on and are currently listening to me. If not, I can send them summon them both. Or KJ actually went ahead and told me to hop into driver radio 2. But I don't have access to that channel, so you're gonna have to pull me into that channel, KJ. If anyone joins into it. So, but there we go. GG, well played for all of y'all participating today. This was fun. This is very fun. This is my first time casting in quite a bit of a while, so hopefully y'all enjoyed, had a good time here. My little bit of a chops were a little bit off, but you know what? We always have room for improvement, is what I'm trying to say. But if anyone wants to get interviewed, please let me know, or let KJ know, because we're just here hanging out in a cool little VC, and also KJ's just listening to me, and I'm kind of just like talking to a mirror, but you know, you see your reflection in the mirror, but it's just KJ on the other side, just staring at me with the camera on his side. But oh, there we go. We got 3 people joining in. Oh, dang, we just got them pulled here. Dude, damn, did you guys get like? I guess you guys just got like called out. Very sudden, very scary, very spooky. But I guess I will interview first. The race, or how do they do it in F1? They do third place, right? So we'll get Ryan for pretend I am Nico Rosberg with the microphone on the side of this virtual podium here, and you know, you guys are not in the cool down room yet, so where you can talk trash about each other or just say some weird commentary things, and there's like a weird cameraman just staring at y'all and then zooming in very closely, but you're like really uncomfortable and just wanting to drink water because it's been a very dehydrating race because you've been in a car for like 200-degree weather, But Ryan, congratulations. 28 laps on the hards. That was that was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even kidding. Like in terms of F1 racing, pulling that off and then snagging the podium, that was like 20 out of 10. Chef's kiss, on my opinion. One thing is how much percentage was your tires, and also how stressed were you when you saw everyone kind of like slowly catch up to you?
My tires at the end were, if I'm not mistaken, were 69% or 70%. So
Nice,
yeah, it's a nice number. If it's
very
69, it's
nice
a nice
number.
number. Yes. Uh, what was the other question again?
But I was gonna say, no, Maple Leaf and also SS38 were like catching up to you, and how stressed were you? Did you feel like you were gonna lose the positions, or how'd that go?
Uh, yeah, I had a talk with Maple, and he said he felt that he didn't have much grip. Yeah, and then he was just playing it safe. So, pardon me, it's my first time here, so yeah, first
Oh,
podium as well.
let's go! Congrats,
Yeah,
easy
thanks.
peasy. And you're getting Alfa Romeo some hella points. I think y'all were in the bottom of the thing. I think you guys
Yeah,
might have jumped up quite a bit of positions here for
hopefully we do. Yeah,
team standings.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
But yeah,
yeah.
but anything you want to say out to your fans out there, to any of
uh,
the Ryan heads out there in the crowd? I
uh,
know there's a couple of Ryans in the chat as well.
I would like to thank everyone, my family, my friends, and all the fans. Yeah. Thanks so much for supporting me. Yeah. Hopefully more podiums to come. Hopefully.
I wish there's like a a suggestion for Jeff. We also put like a soundboard of audience cheering. Like pretending we have like an audience saying
Woo!
woo woo. Yeah, there we go.
Woo!
That's our audience cheering soundboard effect. All right, thank you, Ryan.
Okay, thanks. See you.
Oh, thank you, Techro. There we go. Hey, we did it. We did it. Cool, sick.
Uh,
All right, Techro. I'm going to go ahead and shove this microphone right next to your face as well as this cameraman, which is KJ here and myself here out in the paddock. P2, pretty much almost guaranteed the championship unless you somehow DNF the
Yeah.
next race and Skipper gets fastest lap and P1. And I think there might be a tie, but I don't know how the tiebreaker would go from there. I don't know who has the most higher amount of podiums and P1s and all that stuff. So,
Mm.
um, but how do you feel today? Was Imola your best track? How
I was decent.
Give me your
Not my
thoughts.
best, I would say. Decent track. I was not that fast, not that slow. So I wanted to play it a bit safe because Skipper was fast on mediums. And I got held back a bit by Maple, so couldn't do much. Was to sit back safe. And then on mediums try to get as close to Skipper, but uh kind of missed out on that. Yeah. But it was a good race all along.
Are you afraid of the next track? Because it's usually decided by random chance, right? On the
Yeah.
next track, is there any
No,
specific track that you would like to see?
yep, of course. I love Abu Dhabi. The new one is way better than the old one, the layout. So, yep, looking forward.
Are you the biggest pro on that track? Is that your
No, but
number
I like the
one?
track. I like not my number one, I wouldn't say. But yeah, I like the track how it flows. So I'll make
Okay,
sure
cool.
try and win.
Right, awesome, rad. Anything you want to say to your Techro fans, your Techro heads,
Ah,
whatever you call
just
your fan base?
uh, I don't know. Never thought about it. But yeah,
Dang,
I'll
you
just
gotta
keep
say
trying
you
to
gotta say like
push.
shout outs. You should say like shout outs to my mom, shout outs to my family, shout outs to that one person to who I asked out in prom,
Uh,
and then
uh,
they said yes, but then never
uh,
talked to them ever again.
sadly, never. I had one, so yeah.
Damn rip.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's give Tekro a round of applause, everyone here. This is woo, yay.
And yeah,
Thank you.
good
Thank
to see
you.
you back, Ryan, as well.
Oh, thanks. Well, let's chat soon. Right. And but last and not least, Skipper with the official #1 champion of the world of Imola. How do you feel? How's the race? Seemed pretty boring up there, but I want to know what your thoughts were going into the race.
Well. First off, the next race is Abu Dhabi, so there's that. Yeah, I'm gonna get smoked. um, mediums were good, obviously. Quite confident. And then the safety car restart was pretty good. Got the jump. But the hearts were bad. Yeah.
Yeah, you did have quite a bit of a lead there once you swapped out of the medium. So it's just a matter of just you versus destiny, I guess, unless something crazy happened in the back. It seems like there was a couple of yellow flags, but I feel like you were so far ahead that you could have just dictated what you wanted to do after the fact in case there was a safety car popping up and everything from there. So as of right now, it seems like there's a 26-point gap between you and Tekro. Do you think you can pull off the miracle?
Well, if someone's brake pedal just malfunctions into turn 1 next week, maybe. And hit the right person. No, just kidding. But yeah, I think that's the only way I can win. Yeah, realistically, maybe just snatch the race win at most from Tekro.
That's
Yeah,
true. But I mean, hey, a solid P2 in the championship is a pretty good upgrade from the previous results and everything. I know you and I've seen you all in Tekro like from previous seasons and also just racing in different leagues, how much y'all have grown as race car drivers. So, seeing back from my little bit of a break, it's kind of cool seeing y'all being at the top of the positions and the podiums and everything from there. So it's super awesome to watch.
yep. But 23 F1 23 is very different. So hopefully can carry over the progress into that game. Yeah.
Yeah, the grind starts all over
Mhm.
again. That's for sure. Right. Anything you want to say to your skipper boys, skipper fans,
Yeah,
skipper
my
heads?
my so-called part-time race engineer has been giving me nonsense for not calling out. So yep, shout out to my part-time race engineer in Chu Feng, who is watching qualifying right now instead of my race. So yeah, that's great, I guess.
Right. Round of applause for his race engineer. Woo! Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. All right, then I think that is everyone here on for the podium interviews. I would like to give y'all a special thanks for pretty much watching this broadcast here of the JAF for season or for race 9. You guys will catch me for race 10 as well. So I will be here for back-to-back races. I would like to give a huge shout out to KJ for pretty much facilitating this as much as possible for me to be able to commentate and broadcast and everything in between, and also the peeps at JAF, Clements for sending out this invite. I've been kind of out of the stuff just because I've been pretty much being able to, becoming a real adult, I guess you could say, and getting all of that happening and everything. So kind of stepped out of the F1 racing league scene myself for a bit. Hopefully get back into it anytime soon now that stuff is settling down in my side of life. But enough of me. Pretty much talking about y'all. Congrats, you guys made it to the very end of another wonderful season of JAF, and we are going to pretty much be on the next race. Abu Dhabi is what I've had confirmed here from KJ himself. I would like to once again give a thanks to all of them, the staff on JAF, getting this league wonderfully set up and getting everything going here. And yeah, I don't think I have any announcements unless KJ lets me know of any other announcements that I can go ahead and let you all know. But other than that, thank you for stopping by. I will catch you all on the last and final race of the season 5 of JAF, which will be on the 22nd of July, which should be 2 weeks from now, I believe. So thank you. Right then. Catch you all later. Have a good one. Take care and bye-bye.
Thank you.